Hello my guys, gals, and non-binary pals, and welcome back to another video. So in this video, I'm going to be attempting to draw Pokemon fusions. Pretty much, I use a random Pokemon generator, which will be in the description below. I randomly generate two Pokemon, and then I try to combine them. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, then please subscribe. I've been trying to hit 2K for a long time now, and we still haven't reached it, so please smash that subscribe button, and on with the video. So the two Pokemon I generated were Shelgon, which is the in-between evolution of Bagon and Salamence, then Croconaw, which is the in-between evolution of Totodile, and Feraligatr, that's what it's called. I know my Pokemon. So what I started off by doing was sketching out the original Pokemon and also coloring them so I could use those as my references. So then after I'd done that, I highlighted the main attributes I noticed of them, like anything that stuck out to me or made that Pokemon uniquely that Pokemon design wise. Then I chose some attributes that I would use from each of them and combine those. So for Croconaw, which I have this very cute little drawing of. It's very derpy and I love it. I noticed spikes, obviously, the eyes, the mouth, the tail, and then that pattern on their stomach were all pretty noticeable. And then the pattern on Shelgon's legs, the shape, and overall that shield was definitely some standout features of Shelgon. So what I pretty much did is I just took Croconaw, put the shell of Shelgon on them, and then used the colors of Shelgon. Because honestly, if you look at Shelgon, there's not really much going on. The whole premise is the shell, so there wasn't much to take from it besides the colors and the shell. For all the colors of Shelgon that I did use though, what I did is I would edit the colors slightly to make them a bit like Totodile's colors. For example, we have that white that was the shell color, and I made that slightly more yellow, like the colors of Croconaw's stomach, and then the black is actually a dark blue, like the actual color of Totodile. I keep saying Totodile. Croconaw. I never played that generation of Pokemon, but I did play Mystery Dungeon where it had Totodile, so that Pokemon stands out more in my head than Croconaw. So then I wanted to make a final drawing, which would kind of be like a reference sheet almost. So I drew one front-facing drawing, one facing the side, and then a head. Now, that front-facing one, you're gonna see it, and it is nightmare fuel. It's so bad. So I'm not really good at drawing animals and any sort of animal anatomy. When I do draw animals, it's usually super common and basic animals, and they're very stylized. And so one reason I've avoided drawing Pokemon for most of my life, simply because I can't draw animal anatomy and stuff. So I did stylize these Pokemon a bit, but for all the anatomy, I was going strictly off of these references, because I don't know how to do anatomy of animals. And since there are no front-facing Croconaw references that I had, the front-facing one was really difficult. I mean, I struggled a bit with the side one to figure out how to, make the arms come out of the shell and how the legs were coming out of the shell. But those problems were even worse on the front-facing one. And then there's also the problem of the face, because I always struggled drawing snouts, especially snouts when they're front-facing, and the legs are so bad. I could not figure out drawing those from a front-facing perspective, and everything about it is horrible. The other two, look presentable, I would show someone these drawings, I'd be okay with them. The other one is my sleep paralysis demon. So I hated it so much that after I got to, the coloring stage, I just drew a giant black bar over that side of the drawing so that I didn't have to look at it and it didn't exist anymore, and I didn't even care about it. It was gone. I didn't need a front-facing reference anyway, it's fine. It's not important. The other two were great. I like the design. I really like Croconaut in these colors, honestly. It like super edgy bad boy vibes, you know? So yeah, those two are great. I love the colors. The drawings are okay. They're fine. And I ended up naming this one Crocogon. For all of these, I would like break the Pokemon name into two different parts and just like try out different variations of the names. And Crocogon felt like the one that where you could like recognize the two names the best, but also sounded the best. Then I moved on to a new one. For this one, I got Frogadier, which is the in-between evolution of Froakie and Greninja. And then I got Drizzle, which is the in-between evolution of Sobble and... I don't know, I didn't play any games after the Kalos region, so whatever the final evolution of Sobble is called. So this one was actually really hard, probably the hardest, which seems weird when you look at the two Pokemon, because they're very similar Pokemon. They're both two in-between evolution water starters with amphibian inspiration, you know, kind of similar periods in the Pokemon games, so when you think about it, they're like really similar, so that should be really easy to combine them. But in fact, it causes the exact opposite problem, because now, since they're so similar, it's difficult to combine them and make them still both recognizable and unique. So what I ended up doing is pretty much taking the, oh my god, it's Drizzile. I said Drizzle earlier, didn't I? I swear I can read. But I took Drizzile. I took their body shape and everything and pretty much just stuck on like the bubble scarf, the same mouth as Frogadier. I'm gonna do this whole time. I stuck on the same like mouth as Frogadier, the hands, the feet, the like bubble scarf, and also I did the colors of Frogadier just in the same kind of pattern as Drizzile. So for this one I also did a close-up on the head and then full body. The head I pretty much gave no expression, it's just like the same that's on the Drizzile reference image. And then the full body, for some reason I drew this Pokemon eating a Pokepuff. I don't know why I did, I just did. Honestly, amphibian proportions and the overall like anatomy, this one was a lot easier than the first one, but I will say frog legs are a freaking menace. Like, there's a word for it, isn't there? The legs that like bend back like that where they're on their haunches or whatever. What's it called? I feel like it starts with a D. The legs that bend back on animals. I don't know if that's gonna give me a result from Google there. Yeah, digitigrade. Yeah, digitigrade or whatever it's called. I knew it started with a D. I was getting there. But yeah, so it has those kind of legs going on here. And I tried to draw those. They're a bit wonky, but it was an attempt. Also, figuring out that webbing of like the Frogadier feet was kind of hard. And then the hands of Frogadier are also difficult. And the arms were also difficult. I had a lot of problems. But in the end, it looks kind of passable, I feel like. Just a lot of little things here and there. Also, the tail was like kind of hard to squeeze in. Looking at it now, it's definitely very wonky and like, I don't know, it's a bit too thin on the spiral part, but I kind of forgot about it for a while, so it was just added on at the end. Also, for all of these, I didn't really do any shading. I did do like some dimension in the eye, some highlights there, but for this one, I also added in highlights to kind of make it shiny, like it's wet, you know, more like an amphibian. Then I named this one Drizzadier, and that was it. This one's pretty good. not much to say about it. I think I did end up doing an okay job at combining the two Pokemon. It might be a little hard to recognize the Drizzile, but I'm also not that familiar with the Pokemon of Drizzile, so maybe it's more recognizable to other people who are more into the later generations. For the final one, I got Butterfree, which is the final evolution of Venonat, and Typhlosion, which is the final evolution of Cyndaquil. Weirdly enough, all of these Pokemon fusions I had the same position in their evolutionary line. The first two were all the in-betweens of the evolutions, the middle children, And then this last one, they're both final evolutions. I just find that very strange. So I started off with an adorable Butterfree sketch. I honestly really like this drawing of Butterfree. It's very adorable. It's just a sketch, but Butterfree is just such an adorable Pokemon. That face is so soulless, yet so cute at the same time. And the tiny little limbs. And the Typhlosion drawing was kind of bad and made me really scared about this. Because as I already said, drawing snouts, not fun. Animal anatomy, not fun. Everything about that was scary to me. So what I ended up doing is just pretty much taking Venonat, putting on the snout of Typhlosion, coloring it with Typhlosion's colors, and then giving the wings and the antenna some fire explosion twists to them. And did I choose to do this simply because I'm scared of drawing the anatomy of Typhlosion? Yes. I will honestly own up to that. It's scary, and I've pushed myself out of my comfort zone enough just by drawing Pokemon, and the other two I did some scary anatomy for, so you know what? I'll give myself a break and just draw a cute butterfly here. So, for the, headshot one, I decided to do an open mouth drawing, which I did struggle a bit with because I don't practice drawing open side mouths a lot, so having the inside of the mouth show up when someone's opening their mouth from the side, and I'm explaining this really weird, but yeah, I struggled with the open mouth. We'll just leave it at that, because I don't do it a lot. And then for the full body, I gave them a really derpy mouth, because I don't know, Venonat's just a really derpy Pokemon. I said Venonat. I told you I was going to do this the whole time. Because Butterfree is just a really derpy Pokemon. So I felt like this derpy face made sense. I also gave them sharp teeth to try and draw on some more of Typhlosion, though I think Venonat also has sharp teeth. So it's not Typhlosion specific thing there. So yeah, overall, this drawing doesn't scream Typhlosion too much as it just screamed the general Cyndaquil evolutionary line, because it's just that color pattern, maybe the snout, I guess, is a bit more later evolutions, but overall, it's not very Typhlosion specific. So I feel like I should have added in more of that anatomy, even if it was scary. That would have probably made this a better drawing, but oh well. Well, not a better drawing. It would have made it a worse drawing, but a better fusion. Because I wouldn't have been able to draw it as good. I also almost forgot the little flames. So for the wings and the antenna, what I did is I had the wings be the explosions that are on Typhlosion's back. Then the antenna have little flames on them that I almost forgot to add. I was going to add them later so I could change the opacity, but then I'm at that point, they won't pop out as much, and that's making them an actual light source, and then I guess I don't have to, but then I should do lighting, and yeah, no, I just ended up leaving them as flat colors. Then I named this Butterlosion, which that's definitely the worst name. This one was really hard to name, because you have Butter and Free to work with, then Typhlosion, or I guess it's Typh, then Lotion. So you can do Typh-free. Yeah, no, you can do Butterlosion, also bad. And there's no good outcome here if you want to equally represent their names. So this one kind of got a bad name, but oh well. Anyway, this video was a big struggle. I was very out of my comfort zone. Crocogon was probably my favorite one I made, especially after I got rid of that front-facing nightmare fuel. but it was genuinely a lot of fun. Anyway, if you did like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe and follow all my social media in the description below. And I will see you all next